younger, I'd be like, he'd be like, how you want your haircut? After about 1 or 2 beers, he's like, how you want your haircut? I'd be like, I want the Belle Biv DeVoe. I wanted the fade with the rat tail in the back with the designs and shit.
The Belle Biv DeVoe.
Belle Biv DeVoe.
I was about to say maybe.
Bro, I'm in kindergarten. I'm in kindergarten. You know Belle Biv DeVoe. That girl is
like he was when you was a
you really act like you grew up in the 70s.
You like Stewie. You like super alert, super smart as an infant.
Well, that's the thing. Tim got like older brothers. He got like nigga. Tim's older brothers are like my dad.
2 years old watching Michael Jordan on the TV. You was like, oh, he's the greatest.
Well, yeah, but because he grew up with niggas that are my dad's age, his brothers are like my dad's age. So like
I was watching Mike
Tyson.
Tyson.
This nigga acting like he was born in the 70s.
Bro, I was watching Tyson box. I'm not talking about Lennox Lewis.
You were not watching Mike Tyson boxing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
bite the ear off Mike.
Well, I mean, I was watching
Mike Tyson before the bite the ear of Mike.
But like Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson.
I'm talking like.
When he first went to Catskills, type Mike Tyson.
We had Mike Tyson punch out on Nintendo. Yeah, bro.
Yo, how old are you, really?
Mike Tyson.
He ain't gonna say his age.
Bro.
Yo, how old are you for real?
You gotta cut that shit.
That nigga Tim gonna be playing by this pod.
Word.
Okay.
I got a life to it.
Word.
But I'm just saying, like.
When did Mike Tyson fight who Buster?
Word. That was in the 80s.
Bro, I was born in 85.
And you were 3 years old if you saw Mike Tyson.
I was in 1990.
1990. Okay.
I remember it.
I was 2.
How old were you in 1990?
5
or 6.
You was not watching the fight like,
bro.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna tell you why I remember it. Because back then, pay-per-view used to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad would order the fight, and then Mike Tyson would beat the nigga in the first round.
Bro, you was not watching you was not watching this fight attentive, like.
That's what I'm saying, like.
He's
a man child.
If you go ask if you ask any of my family who my favorite athlete is, it's Mike Tyson.
Okay, but Deion Sanders, everybody grew up watching Deion Sanders and they was like.
I grew up watching Mike Tyson.
But we weren't old enough to see him going to the league.
Did you grow up watching Mike Tyson?
Yes.
You were 5.
Yeah, bro.
This is a yeah, bro. Okay, there's no arguing.
I remember before I went to school, the first football game I saw was the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was on one of them TVs with the little fucking knobs.
Yeah, we had those. We had those too.
I can remember that. I wasn't even in school yet. I was like 4, maybe 3 or 4. So I remember Mike Tyson. I remember Michael Jordan.
That's what makes you
pushing off of, I forgot who it was, and making the shooting that fadeaway.
That's why I know you came up good. Because they say in science, like, if you have a lot of traumas as a child, you don't remember your childhood. Like I can vaguely remember spots in when I was growing up, and obviously I was that young because I'm here today. You know what I'm saying?
He had trauma?
He didn't have any trauma.
Yeah.
He grew up good. He grew up.
Had trauma?
Must have. You know, I grew up with a single parent. You know what I'm saying? I was moving around a lot. Didn't have that many, childish experience, I guess you can say. So I don't have a memory of how I grew up or my childhood.
I always say he grew.
I remember like crazy shit.
When I was in the womb.
Yeah, nah.
At 6 months.
That nigga Terrence Howard is not crazy. That nigga went absolutely bonkers.
It started a couple years ago.
You was on that little movement too, where he's like, yeah. So 2 + 2 isn't really 4.
Yeah.
And this nigga Tim was on that jet. And me in my head, I'm like, bro, ain't no way this nigga Terrence Howard didn't figure it out.
Okay, and this is why I was on that.
What he was saying? He figured out the secret of life. Or
the secret of like math.
Yeah, the secret of
like
life.
you, bro. And
I remember watching that interview.
I remember in my head thinking like, bro, if this nigga proves that 2 + 2 really isn't 4, everything changes.
Yes, and this is where I was going with that.
Some new shit on the way.
All right, with the quantum computing, I know this right here is about to go over a lot of people's head, but with the quantum computing and stuff, I'm like, what if there is another way to do math, and this is why we're not significantly more advanced?
Let's not get into that, bro, because
you know how to talk about this shit.
We have no experts on the show with regard to anything.
There is
zero experts here. Bunch of
speculation.
I'll be this motherfucker. We call it quantum. Neil deGrasse
Tyson. Wow. Guys, welcome. It's another one. It's the Three Black Mics.
Pause.
I'm your boy, Andre White. We got Big Slapp Mcgee, and we have Jay No Name
Money.
Jay No Nickname.
Jay. I go by Jay in Europe, Bray in America, Bray when I'm in the Regan family
It's
house.
French.
Bray. Young Bray.
Don't call me Bray,
Young Bray.
or I have to.
We used to say Bray in school. What up, Bray?
To who?
I
To each other.
Oh, like bruh.
Let's say it was before Bray. It was Bray. What up, Bray?
Bruh.
What up, Bray?
We said that shit in Vermont too.
Shout out to Meatball. He probably still say it too.
This nigga has the
Yeah,
weirdest
Bray.
friends' names, boys.
Meatball.
We are back once again. It's another late night on a Friday, but we feeling good. How we doing today? How was your weeks?
You wanna start off with him?
Man, I'm tired as hell.
Bro, talk
That's
to
how I
us,
was
by the way. Talk to us.
You mean talk to y'all?
Yeah, like talk to us. Like
Yeah, that nigga Tim be on some like.
I'm looking at the camera. I want to talk to them too.
they can hear you. You gotta invite them to our conversation.
Oh.
Not have a
So
conversation with them.
start it over.
Alright. So
Leave that shit in, nigga. Go.
here go.
I'm tired as hell. That's how I'm feeling. I'm tired. That is it. I'm just tired.
Yeah,
Why you tired? Why you so tired?
Because I don't get breaks. I just work.
Mm.
That's why.
Tim actually brought up a good point about like hard. He's like, what did you say when we was talking in the office about hard work?
I don't believe in hard work anymore.
What does that mean that you don't believe in hard work?
I believe that
We talked about it though.
work should be what you said.
Well, that's the thing. Is just like
Functional.
it's
or
not
like-
functional. It's just like you should think of work as just like ROI, or just like bro,
Right.
like I think we're past the point as a society. It's just like bro, hard work alone is not enough. If you just working your ass off, like nigga, great for you, but there's niggas that's working half as
Smarter.
much. Yeah,
Working
exactly,
smarter.
working smarter.
I think that goes back to the thing,
Delegating
like,
time.
you know, if you enjoy doing what you working for, you don't call it work at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you love doing what you do, you don't call it work. So then ultimately you're working smarter because you're doing something that doesn't stress you out so much.
But sometimes I feel like I love what I do. It's just the not having time part.
But I think like just like we were talking with like
You know
return
what I'm
on investment, it's just like you are very valuable in terms of like what it is that you do and what it is that you offer. So it's like there's some times where I feel like you're going to have to say like no.
I feel like if you're working, if you're working up to how you feel, then you should have an end goal, you should have a target as to why you're putting so much hours and so much like sweat equity into something. You know what I'm saying? Because then on the flip side is, if you're doing something that is more flexible, that means that you're controlling your schedule, you're controlling everything that's going around, and ultimately you won't be feeling like, I mean, obviously there'll be some days that you feel bogged down, but you won't be feeling like bogged down and continuous, you know? That's what I be telling you about, that leverage, man, both of you.
I've gotten a lot better with leveraging with regards to my time, because like I've even learned like a little small thing with just like strength and conditioning. But it's like people always ask me, why don't you go back to America and do it? It's just like, bro, the hours that those strength coaches put in college and what they get back, that ROI from it is not worth it. And for me, it's like, bro, I don't even do like personal training like sessions anymore for Evolve. Like everything is just like online.
Right.
It's like, why trade in my hour for this amount of money?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's what I said a long time ago. I was like, when somebody would be like, yeah, you make $20 an hour. The way my mind works, I'm like, that's a large pizza and a drink. Just like, that's where my mind works. So do I want to put an hour into being able to afford a pizza? Mm-hmm. It sounds like a lot, but the way my mind works, it's a pizza.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I understand what you mean, but it's just like I think I take on too much.
Yep.
And part of it is because it makes me better.
Of course.
In my field. But the other part is like I need a better work-life balance.
That gets tough too, because it's just like you may take on endeavors that may not, I guess, like, if you're looking for a financial benefit from it, it may not offer that financial benefit, but there is like valuable lessons and or just like, you know, experience that you're gonna gain from it. But it's just like, for how long will you do that?
That's my thing.
So it's just like, it's not like just like a straight up question where it's just like, it does get tough, cause it's like, for how long will you do that?
And to your point, how you were making earlier, like thinking about it as like a ROI, you putting your efforts into what's going to get back to you. But could it be a new generation, a new age thing of how we look at work? Because 30 years ago, people was like, I gotta work hard because I gotta do this, and that. But now this age is like, all right, how do I get to point B, but by doing the less amount of work? Because everything's like, try to be stress-free, try to have work-life balance, et cetera, et cetera.
I think, and I was telling one of the players is, sometimes less is more. It's like if I'm going to work out, I'm working out for an hour and 30 minutes. Why would you want to be in the gym for 3 hours unless you just find being in the gym fun?
Right.
It's like you can get a functional amount of work done in an hour and 30 minutes or an hour and 45 minutes. But you want to stretch it out because you're doing other shit that has nothing to do with being in the gym.
I mean, to each his own, I guess, in that regard.
That's why I said, if you like it, even like take football. It's like, I love football, but it's not really a hobby for me anymore. It's something that I do to get results. So I have fun, but a hobby would be like me playing the Xbox, playing Call of Duty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just hang it up. But with football, it's just like, this is work. So if I'm not getting results, it's not fun.
That brings me to a question.
Good or bad.
That brings me to a question that we had an experience with a few weeks ago. How much hard work do you think is supposed to be put into something so that you will see this ROI? If that's the route you want to go, you want to work hard, you want to grind it out.
I think like just like you were explaining, like in like the analogy of football, but I feel like with everything it's just like, bro, you can't just like when you start like be hearing us and be like, ROI, is it ROI? It's like, bro, there is like barriers of entry where it's like you have to put in hard work.
Right.
Like don't just skip to our step and just like understand there was a lot of work that we put in to get to where we're at, and now we're looking for like the ROI because there's value behind the what we've gotten to now.
Yeah.
So it's like now I feel like we're at the point where we put in a lot of hard work, so it's just like, we're not trying to fucking work our asses off for the rest of our life. We kind of, obviously that's why we came to Europe, where it's just like we want that flip side to where it's just like we don't want to work until we retire.
Yeah.
And trying to see like where the ROI is on the next opportunity, the next, but I feel like it does depend, but like don't think you can skip steps and just like, there are people that, and that's the thing, there are people that do skip steps.
Well, I think that's based off of opportunity, networking and things, and being in the right place at the right time. But that's to your thing, like, as far as football coaches go, you know what I'm saying? Like, where does that ROI start to show its face?
That's tough in a community that's very political.
Yeah, I mean,
it can be very political, especially if you talk about the NFL, because I know guys that just like that because they knew somebody or because of
well, that's most of them.
What is it called?
Most of them. Most of the coaches in America, get their coaching jobs because they know somebody who knows somebody, or they're part of a family that's in the coaching.
Right.
But it's never really a situation where you turn in a resume. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
And I'm sure there are coaches who got jobs based off of, their credentials.
Mm-hmm.
But most coaches and most people get jobs because they know somebody within the company or whatever. So all the extra stuff, it's guys out there who shouldn't even be coaching in college football or in the league, but they know somebody who knows somebody. and you know, and I can say like guys like me and y'all like you out here grinding in Europe, and they don't understand like we pretty much kind of built American football for what it is right now. For what it is right now. Because, you know.
And shout out to all the guys that have kind of been out here.
Yeah.
Put their steps here in Europe and allowed the sport to grow.
Yeah.
At like, I feel like one thing too that needs to be mentioned is like at a cost to you too. Because I feel like a lot of guys come from, especially America, that can be making fucking shit tons of money. And there's a lot of guys that make shit tons of money to come here and make no bread at all.
Yeah.
And it's just like what you're doing for American football in just like globally is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know a lot of these coaches are coming here from where we were a part of this college football system and professional football system. And like they're stepping into something that has been built up. So it's like it looks like this because of guys like us staying here.
Yeah.
True indeed.
So if you come here and say, hey, well, why don't you guys go back here? And it's just like, you're coming into what we built. At the end of the day, and I'm talking about from Finland to Austria to Germany to like all these countries, like a lot of imports have been, and coaches have been in and out of here. A lot of ex-NFL coaches in and out doing clinics and stuff, helping to build American football to what it is now. And
I wonder how long it's going to take to actually see some real, you know, investing in coaches, real return on the time spent, the hours not making so much, you know.
I don't feel it would take long. I feel like there's already a blueprint. And once these leagues start following the blueprint, then the return will be there.
The market is just different though. I feel like the market is very different. That's why I feel like it's hard for us to kind of like navigate because the market is different. In America, it's one market. You go to Europe, it's just like, it's different country by country.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, there's a blueprint. Like we're trying to play American football. You know what I'm saying? So there's a certain type of, when you're dealing with certain entities, it takes a certain type of energy, it takes a certain type of focus to make that entity, you know, grow. Don't you think there should be like a strategist?
Like numbers wise, like coaches, what's seeing like?
I'm talking about how you approach, like how do you market the game? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In respect to the different coaches that you're gonna encounter. There's always a way. If there's soccer, if there's handball, if there's such and such other sports, another sport into the mix only takes a certain type of focus, you know, to make it bigger. But that's a general thing because I believe the way you change it ultimately is just by doing stuff with the youth.
Yeah.
Because that's the future of anything. You know.
Well, that's why they put football in school, in sports in school. They didn't put it there for the actual sport. They put it there for what the sport provides to kids. Learning to work in a team, discipline, things like that.
Yeah, but are they doing it how we do it in the States? Like people, are they wearing helmets and shoulder pads?
No. I'm saying this is why they put sports in the school in the States. This is sports in the States. But here, there's no sport in school. There's no sport. There's no football teams in elementary school. Not elementary, but I mean like middle school.
Yeah, but I'm saying the youth, like when we're 6, 7 years
old.
old.
That's what Pop Warner's for.
I know, but they need to do it here. That's what I'm saying.
Hungary?
Anywhere in Europe. That's how you. That's what I'm talking about. The focus.
I believe it's here in Europe. I believe it's in certain places in Europe.
Little League football.
Little League football, yeah.
Helmets and shoulder pads.
I believe it is.
They had it in Germany, but they changed it to flag. Because I feel like kids that small shouldn't even be playing football.
True.
Even in the States.
Even in the States.
Even in the States.
I feel like it just looks awkward. Like you got these kids with these big old helmets on and
Bruh.
stuff.
Yeah, but that's not doing. It's not harming them.
but it's not helping them either.
One thing too
It's
is
not
sometimes
working.
I don't know is like, bro, like you're kind of like there's something about grooming kids at an early age for contact.
Yes.
Because just like we see all the time where these kids like even get into U15 and they're afraid of contact.
Yes.
And it's like, bro, a majority of the kids that are playing American football are not shy to contact.
Well, they're 8 years old. I can see, you know.
Well, you learn to be fearless. You learn to throw your body around at a young
Yeah.
age. You know what I'm saying? So you're not having that think about it when you get older. Some of
This
these
is
kids don't
tough.
even know how to move for the sport. There's certain type of mannerisms and
I see
the
both
way
sides.
you can move for a certain type of sport. They have none of that because they weren't. You can learn. You play soccer, lacrosse, basketball at a young age. So when you go from season to season, you know how to adjust to the movements of that sport.
Well, a lot of that is culture too.
It's not culture. It's just them doing it when you were at a younger age.
Yeah, but the thing
When I
is,
played
what's culture?
basketball,
A
my
lot of
first
what's
year
cul-
playing
A
basketball,
lot of what's culture?
a lot of, you know, being able to let them play football that small. It's like I couldn't see parents here, maybe in Germany, but I couldn't see like parents here saying, okay, you 4 years old, let me get you a helmet and shoulder pads.
because there's no focus and there's no marketing behind it.
I don't know. I mean, I have to say something about culture there because
I think it's just a lot of it's
Does if you think about the greatest game in Europe versus the greatest game in America, it's just like the greatest game in America kind of fits who we are as Americans and like
I don't believe.
hell, it used to be baseball.
I mean they call it American sport, but like to me, I mean it's not American football.
I don't know about all of that because
So why isn't American football as liked?
it's not that it's not liked. It's just not understood.
It's
Because there's no efforts to make it understood. Because maybe that's the cultural thing where they don't want to understand it or they don't want to introduce a blueprint that has nothing to really do with them. They just have to do it, and they're like hesitant about it because it's like, oh, this is not our way. Well, if you want it to be in your city or your country, you have to do it out. You have to do it a certain type of way.
Yeah.
You
When
know.
I was in Germany, I asked one of my teammates about that. He was just like, well, in Germany, a lot of them didn't like football. They liked football to watch it, but they didn't like it because of World War II, and
Oh shit.
it was very, they don't like confrontation.
That's what
So-
that's what
That
I'm
makes no sense. That makes no
Like-
sense. Like, okay, so what about boxing? Competition in any stretch of the imagination is confrontation.
Yeah, but
Boxing, MMA.
yeah, but American football is just, it's different, bro. Like, it's just different. It's a different sport than any other sport in the world.
So what do you do? So what makes America, the USA? Let's say the Americas, because Canada plays this sport too, and Mexico does.
We're born into competition. We're born into it.
How?
Right.
But what did? Okay, so what competition are we born to that's different from?
Who can make the most money?
Capitalism.
Who's the smartest? Capitalism on every level.
It's not. There's no
Who dressed
capitalism
the
in
best?
Europe.
No.
Not really.
Not really at all.
People are okay.
Capitalism from America compared to Europe?
Okay, but is there capitalism like?
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's
Yes, capitalism.
but, like,
Everybody's at
But
competition with each
we're
other.
born into. You look at your neighbor's car and you're like, oh, I got to get a better car.
Not
Oh,
when you're
you
1
gotta-
years old or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years old. Nah.
when you real young like that, it's like, oh, who's the smartest? Who's the smartest?
in schools.
Who's the tallest? It's everything is a competition.
You don't think they're doing that in elementary schools in Europe? Kids joke around. Kids pick on each other. Kids are always in competition.
I feel like it's
Yeah,
I feel like
That's a view
it's
from-
less that. And one thing that was different for me when I was in Germany, I was looking at the kids' shoes and stuff like that, and it was like they didn't really care. And you know, you got some kids who care, but I feel like in America, so much focus is put on what you got on.
Yeah.
Like here, it's just now starting to be like that.
Okay, so when kids play sports in Europe, why they play in the sport? Just they play the sport for the love of the sport?
One thing
No.
I
When
want
they
to ask
play
you guys.
pros, or they just playing it for the love of
They're
the sport?
like, well, I can say here, if they feel like they can't go pro, and I'm talking about elementary school, high school, whatever, they feel like they can't go pro or get to a national team, they just quit the sport.
So what are they playing for?
They're playing for money. They're playing to try to earn money when they get older. They're not playing for the love of the game.
You guys can answer this question, but for me, it's like, bro, I played with a lot of other Europeans from all over Europe. I've ran into maybe one or two Europeans that I feel like have like an American mentality on how they approach not football but just sports.
Oh yeah.
And just like
That's a few.
I hate to say it, but like, because there is no like definition of it, but like that dog mentality, where it's just like I can only speak for that within the game of American football, like
Or
basketball, but like I met basketball players. I mean, maybe I can't say, but like I feel like soccer players don't have, and soccer's like the big sport in Europe, soccer and basketball.
Well, you
But
got
like I feel like I know basketball players back home that just like are just like hungry and just how they approach the sport and just like that fucking mentality, like.
I think, but that's.
I think
Is
that's
that not American though?
So I guess that's what my perspective is. I thought you guys would have the same. Like that's my perspective in any sport. If you're in competition, in anything, you should understand the person in front of you or the team that's opposite of you. You're trying to beat them with your team or with your.
But you even know in Europe before the ball snap, dudes is doing this like we don't do that in any sport in America.
Well, you gotta understand. You gotta
We do that
understand.
in basketball.
In basketball, but like that's in the NBA where everybody making millions. Like
This-
your bread good, like
In high school, we do that shit too.
This right
I did
here,
not do
I
that
didn't do
shit.
that in high school.
I don't see teams doing that in high school back in America.
Now,
And that's the thing. I don't know about. I know for a fact in Hungary, and I know they do it in Germany and other countries in Europe. They give second place trophies and third place trophies.
But this is new that I've seen in the past maybe 6 years.
They do it in Germany.
what?
The second place, third place trophy. I don't know, that was some new shit.
They do that shit in Germany too.
Well, you gotta understand, Jay. This is not like a sports-based country. If you go to Poland, you will meet some real athletes.
I'm sure.
That's like serious about what they do. I'm talking about on the basketball court. A lot of the football players, they want to go. A lot of them want to go to America. Like a lot of the guys on the Panthers, they've approached the game like that.
I feel like when we're getting to this space in the conversation, it diminishes what you're doing. If you or anybody who wants to be a coach in Europe, right, comes here and wants it to be a serious thing. Okay, we want it to be a serious thing, then we demand it to be serious on the opposite side. You can't diminish it and be like, oh well, it's not a cultural thing that you're.
No. That's not what I'm
I tell
saying.
the juniors all the time. I've been having this conversation for the last few weeks where it's just like, bro, you guys have to change your approach on not in just like how you practice, but how you approach life.
Exactly.
It's just like I've been telling them like I'll give them like a tip every day for like I guess like that dog mentality that we talk about. The last thing I told them was just like, what was it? Just like, bro, I had a kid that came up to me the other day and he was like, hey Jay, I don't feel like, I think I told you, but I was like, I feel like you don't like me. And like I had kind of addressed that, but like I was just like telling him, but I'm just like, bro, who cares if I like you? Right? And I feel like that's that's one mentality thing that you kind of have to. But I feel like I see that more around Europe.
In Europe is
where
a
it's
thing, like where the coaches and the players are like buddy.
And that's for me, it's just like as being here, I'm trying to change the culture.
Right.
Where I just told him just like, bro, when you come in the weight room, I'm not gonna kick you out. Like you're here for a goal, right? On whatever goal that is, just like, and I won't stand in the way of that. And just like whether I like you, you don't like me, it doesn't matter. You have a goal to accomplish, right? Whether you go to school and your teacher don't like you, it's like, bro, you have a goal to accomplish, and that is it.
Yeah.
And trying to instill some of the traits that I feel like that I have that wouldn't harm anybody, but I feel like it's more of a benefit. I feel like not caring what other people think, I feel like that mentality is beneficial, not.
Agreed. But do you think the culture could be changed? Do you think there could be a bigger influence on the kids that you teach in the junior level, or
You just gotta start
at a younger level?
You gotta start at the younger level. You start at the younger level.
I started U15. I started U15. I get some of the U15 guys and I try and
Well,
But like that's the thing. I have them for maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours of the day, and the rest of their time is spent with
there's a blueprint.
everyone
right?
else. That's
my point.
Sport that, like I said, football will grow when it becomes culture. Like I had to do a case study on this in college. Like when sports grow, it starts with the kids.
I know.
Then the kids go to the parents and say, "Oh, mommy,
That's my
I
point.
want a white jersey."
That's my point.
But what I'm saying is, it becomes culture. Right now, football, soccer is culture. I can
We
go
know
get,
that. My point,
but
what
what I'm
we're
saying
talking about
is-
is something new. We're talking about, okay,
Yeah.
if we want to do something with football,
understand where you're at. All these
then
countries. No, Rick.
that's what I'm saying.
All these countries are conservative. What's the definition of conservative?
Who cares if you're trying
But
to
what's the definition of conservative?
to hold back, to be hesitant, to be
To not, they don't want anything to change.
okay. But ultimately, if you want something to change, you can't say, "Oh, the culture is going to be the detriment to my efforts."
No,
you
no.
have to go change it.
No, what I'm saying is,
how the fuck do you change the culture?
what I'm saying is,
You need strategists. You need
You
marketing
have to.
people. You have to speak to the people
But
that
for a
can-
country, nigga.
It's not. You can't change the country. You got to change the space first, then the country.
okay,
For example, in Fairhavar, real change is going to happen when you have 6 and 7-year-olds with helmets on that the government can sponsor, right?
Yeah.
In Little League in Vermont, for example, we didn't have a like how we do it in New York City where Pop Warner or midgets, it's all over the 5 boroughs. You know what I'm saying?
I think
We have a small league in one city, and there's 5 or 6 teams, and all the kids come and play for those 5 or 6 teams, and every single game is at the same field. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It's
I actually
literally
don't even
football.
think
And
you have
here's
to do
what-
that, but I think for me it's just like high exposure. For me, it's high exposure. If my goal was to change the culture, these kids are going to be surrounded by Americans and American football coaches and American football players. We're gonna have an academy to where you're going to this school with ex-American football players, ex-American
At
coaches.
15,
Yeah, it's an academy. You go to school, just like they have football academies. They have football academies. Like, why can't we make IMG? If you can create like IMG academies or something.
before IMG Academy, where were those kids?
IMG, even Baylor, the kid where Ballin Rendesi goes, there's a middle school.
Where were those kids before they went to Baylor?
They have an elementary school, a middle
Where?
school, and a high school.
Elementary school,
The Baylor High School has an elementary school.
a central
There's a
school.
middle school.
Right.
Yeah,
So Ballin went to the high school part.
he went to the high school part, but there's kids.
Where were those kids before the Baylor High School? The middle school.
Baylor Middle School. There's a
Where were
middle
they
school.
before the Baylor Middle School? Baylor
Yeah.
Elementary School.
Yeah.
That's my point. The young kids. I don't know why you guys don't understand.
no,
6,
I
5,
agree
6,
with you.
7 years old.
I completely agree with you, but I'm saying you have to address the fact that the sport's not culture, so you're gonna have to convince these parents that football is safe enough that they can play.
100%.
Because a lot of parents, they don't want their kids to play football because they think it's not safe. They would rather their kids headbutt a soccer ball
Yeah.
than put a helmet on and tackle a human.
But that's education. That is an effort that needs to be done. In the
Yeah.
States,
But-
there's parents that don't want their kids to
But-
play sports too.
But what,
Yeah, exactly.
what else do
So
you
that's why I
have?
don't
What
agree
else
with
do you
that.
have in the States?
What do you mean?
Access.
Okay.
You gotta find a place to get these helmets, shoulder pads, cleats.
I don't think that's the problem.
I don't think
That's one part of it.
Genuinely, for me, I think you could solve the problem by making a full-time academy. That
Okay, but you need money
just
to
like,
do this stuff.
Yeah, 100%. But like, if we're talking about a blueprint, it's just like
Yeah, but it needs to be elementary start, then to middle school, then to high school.
100%. Elementary, middle school,
Yeah, central school, that would be dope.
Well, that's what
That
I'm
would be
saying.
dope.
It's easier to do shit like that in America, but when it comes to like countries in Europe, let's say countries in Europe, let's say Brazil, a lot of this shit has to go through the government as far as like
Yeah.
the helmets, the shoulder pads, football cleats. You can't even order like. There's nowhere to get football cleats in Brazil. It's like they have to order them from the States, and then they charge them extra for them. It's crazy. So I feel like if it was more access, if more companies produced like football gear, like what's that brand?
you guys.
DKG.
No.
The new glove they make new.
No, the brand here that make it like
a
a football cleat.
Yeah.
It's just like it would be a lot of people buying them if they're good, but I just feel like you need that access to be able to.
Speaking of Brazil, they were the only country that I've seen try this method where, soccer is king there, but some of their football teams are under their soccer leagues names.
Oh, they have big crowds at the football games.
Why hasn't Europe done this? Why, in your opinion, why haven't they done
You're
this?
talking about Europe, though, where?
Europe.
But that's the thing. I can't
Everywhere in
speak
Europe.
for everyone because that's the thing. I know teams in London. I was talking to Connor. There's teams in London that do that, where they have a football team underneath the soccer team and they share facilities. I'm sure, and I know there's teams in Germany.
And it's the same name too?
It's the same name under the same.
Nothing against the UK,
right? But like I can only speak for Hungary because I think there are places in Europe that they do that.
Really?
I think there are places in Europe that they do that, but
not a lot. It's not a lot. The problem is a lot of these different countries in Europe, when they start a football league, they try to do it their way instead of the way it should be done. It's a blueprint for
I
it.
feel like it's weird it's odd to compare Europe as a whole.
I said countries.
No. What I'm saying is it's funny to group Europe as a whole when it comes to soccer, but then compartmentalize each country when it deals with football, or even soccer. You know what I'm saying? Like in the States, we have football. And if I say everywhere in the States is the same, people are like, no, it's not, because New York is different from California, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but we still have a certain type of understanding of how to do things for the whole country.
yes, but
What makes it different?
Country, like cultures change from country to country immensely. From Germany to Hungary to Austria to Poland.
What makes it
Mentalities change
What's
from
the
Hungary to
what's the
Poland.
common what's the common denominator between Spain and Italy and Hungary when it comes to football? When it comes to soccer?
When it comes to soccer,
Soccer, yes. Football, soccer.
it's the most well known and fucking
It's
top
culture.
sport in the country. That's culture there. Soccer is culture there. Soccer is culture in Europe.
But there's different places in Europe. They have different cultures. Is Europe one culture or is Europe different cultures?
They have different cultures, but because they have the FIFA World Championship, they play soccer a certain way.
American football is not as unified as
You know what I'm
soccer
saying?
is in Europe.
Like they play soccer a certain, like
I don't
if
understand.
you take a European soccer player and a Brazilian soccer player, they play soccer totally different.
Okay, but soccer's still king in Europe and Brazil too. Soccer's king there too.
Yeah.
So what's the common denominator? Why is soccer big there and soccer big over here as well?
Because in this
Are
right
they
here,
all conservative?
this is what was told to me.
No, it's a question. Is that
I don't know the
conservatism?
culture.
Because-
At the top,
Because all you need, a lot of these countries are soccer's king because all you need is 2 goals and a ball.
So conservative.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Okay. Maybe that's the common
'Cause
denominator.
you gotta think now.
What about basketball though?
We are built.
You need just as much for basketball, or more, to acquire a basketball gym and 2 hoops.
It's culture.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, and I understand what Dre's saying because I don't know. Just like
Football to us seems simple because it's culture for us. But if you on the outside looking in, it is a very
I feel we gotta move on to some of this, but for me, like, I don't understand. One thing I don't understand, like, outside
Fuck, you don't cut me off and tell me we gotta move on.
Well, I'll let you.
Because this is not anything we talk about.
Yeah,
we're talking about, but it's okay. We can transition.
I'll ask y'all both. Like, why do you think basketball, soccer, all these other sports that I feel like have probably been around just as long as American football are so much bigger?
Longer, yeah.
And people have caught up. People have caught up in basketball. People have caught up in baseball.
Because you got receivers that run 5 flats.
Nigga, that don't matter. That don't matter. What are you talking about?
What's not true?
What?
You have receivers that run 5 flats.
Who's running a 5 flat?
Exactly. I'm talking about you have receivers in Europe.
Have you seen the soccer player? Have you seen top level soccer in Europe?
Soccer. I'm talking about American football.
Have you seen top level soccer in Europe?
Yes.
So
There's
that
athletes
lets you
in Europe.
know that there's crazy athletes in Europe. If they knew how to move for football, some of those dudes on the soccer pitch are running 4.5s, 4.4s.
I understand.
Nigga,
I
them niggas in the
understand.
yellow, some receivers in the yellow are not running 5.
No, but I'm saying,
That's what he's saying.
No. What I'm saying is, first off, you're not gonna see a guy that's 140 kilos run a 4.9.
where?
You would have to try to here
You can.
in Europe,
You can.
but you gonna have to dig. You gonna have to dig through the.
You're not going to have to do that if you establish a system from when you're tots and they grow up. You see some of these freaks walking around.
Yeah, I
fucking
understand.
circus ball.
But you look around, say it's fair, then go to Alabama and look at some of them freaks walking around. It's like that. It's culture for us. We eat different. Like
I'm
Yeah,
sure you
but
see
what
some
about
of the freaks-
basketball and all these other sports?
they're built for it. Tall. Americans are short. Americans, for the most part, are short. You go to Iceland. Go to Iceland, bro. Like the average height is like 6'2".
Being tall is like okay, a cool prerequisite for playing basketball, but you have to be a good hooper.
Yeah, I understand.
We got tall people in the States, like 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah, I know.
And
And I'm not saying that they're not tall people in the state. What I'm saying is a lot of guys are built for basketball and soccer and stuff here because they're smaller, they're slimmer. They slim, they're long.
I don't think it's as simple as that.
well, that's a big topic. That's a big topic.
Sure you don't think that's-
It's a lot of layers. It's a lot of layers.
You go up north, you got guys who want to play basketball because a lot of those guys are tall and slim.
Bro,
you go down
do
south.
you see the discus players of the world and the javelins of the world and the
Yeah.
them
Bro,
boys?
Think about how
Just shot put
think about
dudes.
how much money, how much
Them
how
boys.
much time goes into basketball in Europe versus American football. Don't nobody give a fuck about American football in Europe. There's world games, there's Olympic games for basketball.
It's tough. It's a tough subject for sure because it's like we can't solve the situation. We
Yeah.
can't solve the shit. We can just only keep trying to influence as much as we can. Well, speaking about football, over Tuesday in Chicago, the Jets suffered a great loss. New York suffered a great loss.
Chill out. I'm not trying to talk about none of that.
And the Jets losing Aaron Rodgers. So it was a tough
He'll
weekend.
be
for
back
football.
next week.
He will not be back next week. So what do you guys think? Who replaces him?
I'm gonna do his rehab.
I don't know. I would like to see Cam Newton play again.
That's not gonna happen. son.
Cam Newton. I think Colin Kaepernick have a better chance than Cam Newton.
No.
He's
Colin
fresh.
Kaepernick.
He's fresh. The last time he was playing, he was on top of his game. Even though it was 7 years ago, but he was on top of his game. The man went to a Super
How long
Bowl.
ago was that?
7 years ago. The man went to a Super Bowl. He's a new age quarterback that, RPO type quarterback. He can run, he can throw.
Only person you're talking up right now is yourself.
I'm bigging up Colin Kaepernick.
I'm just saying though, nobody believes that. Colin Kaepernick, I got Cam.
His name's been in the
Bro,
name's been in the
first off,
Rolodex.
They gonna ride, I think they're gonna ride with
Colin
Wilson.
Kaepernick is not going to be in the NFL.
I think they're gonna
Never.
rock. No.
No,
They gonna rock with
he
Wilson.
blackball. He blackball.
Big black ball.
Do I think? I don't know, man. I just feel like Cam Newton can still play ball, and everybody act like he's so bad, but I'm like,
That's not.
he went into a system with the Patriots that,
Had Tom Brady for the past.
yeah. So it's just
Y'all
like
know that's not happening though.
Cam Newton.
Brady took his system to the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
They'll bring Brady in before they bring Cam Newton.
true.
But I'm just saying, like people talk, oh yeah, Cam. It's just like Cam Newton's good, bro. He still can play in the NFL. Like,
How old do you think is too old to play pro sports?
shit,
Depends on that-
when you
depends
can't
on
move
that
no
body.
more.
That body?
Depends
It
on that
depends on
body.
your body. Everybody's body different.
One thing too, I was telling Slapp, bro, I'm gonna leave this game with a graceful exit. I ain't finna leave this game getting crossed up
Stumble
like
up.
Mike in front of AI. Fucking,
I mean, he won the championship that year.
he did. The team did. He would have won Mike out there doing what Mike was
Bro,
doing.
AI was different.
Yeah, it was different for sure.
Yeah, but I want a graceful exit. I would like to go out like, damn, why you hang him up
Mm-hmm.
for me? But yeah, I think it's To each his own. This man Woody just hung the cleats up and he 50.
50.
One.
Shit, I'm trying to play one more season too. I can't go out like I did last year.
You ain't lying.
I just got hit on my knee.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
That was
Can't go
this
out
year.
like that. It was this year. The last season.
I already said if I would have played in the year left this year, I would be 100% the best interior lineman.
How you want to go out?
Finish the season.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's it. And be like, I'm done.
You say that and then you come short of like offensive player of the year and you like, nah, I'm gonna come back and then.
Like you said though, the body's feeling. I feel good. I feel great. That's why I'm like, I can play again.
Play one of them, play two of them 15-minute quarters, dude. Boy.
I played the game last season.
A season?
I played the game last season.
A season. I'm saying play a whole season.
Yeah, I got that.
I'm sure you do, but that shit gonna take a toll on you.
Yeah, it's gonna make me light. It's gonna make me good. It's gonna make me feel good. It's gonna be a nice workout.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Ski.
What we got today?
That boy wanted to talk about Sexy Red. I don't know why
Sexy
you don't
Red.
like. I don't know why you do not like Sexy Red.
Who is Sexy Red? And why is she famous? Why do you hear about her?
The girl who,
He said, bruh.
I would snatch the whatever she listening to it out of the wall. I'm just like, she talking about her butthole, bro.
But the thing is, like, but it's cool with the rappers that you listen to.
Cardi B
What
can
they
talk
talking
about that?
Yeah.
Little Kim?
Well, I'm just saying though, you listen to male rappers talking about fucking bitches and doing all that shit.
But they not talking about no butthole.
How's she talking
It's
about it?
cryptic. She is yelling out, my butthole is brown. It's like,
say my booty hole is
my
brown.
booty hole brown. It's like, bro,
That's like
what?
comedy though. That's like satire on some shit. It's not really satire.
I don't know.
You know, just ha ha ha.
Like I said,
Content.
It's content.
Yeah.
like I said, it's like cryptic shit, like shit that Laffy Taffy. It's just like, say another word for it. You ain't got to just be.
Give me a Glorilla bar.
All these little sexy red.
I might fuck you up tomorrow.
He like Glorilla over
I might fuck you up tomorrow.
They all like the same. They're all like little
Nah,
Cardi B gangster
Glorilla.
rap. Hood-
Glorilla, she rap like, she got her own side of Memphis. She got her own style, but she rapping like those old school, like 90s rappers without the conscious part.
There is a part of society that is enjoying this Ice Spice, Sexy Red type of like, can't take you seriously, but
Well, I feel
I
like,
no one like to
I
feel that.
I feel
I
like-
feel like it's a mix of.
because these people, these people live in through it, like they're living a dream. Like, it's like spending my time in the hood. It's like I would see guys try to portray like the harder the rapper, the better. I'm like, bro, you not.
How
You
did they
never
actually
dealt with
pick-
this
how did
stuff.
they actually pick these people though? Because like Ice Spice, fat ass, light skinned girl, you know, she had great body on her.
Ice
And she-
Spice?
Ice Spice.
That's some little tiny Benzino's daughter.
No, that
No.
is not no tiny girl.
Ice Spice with red
is the
hair.
big one. That look like Chucky.
She got like a red afro.
Who is Sexy Red like? She doesn't have like a video vixen body. She's not like she's not Cardi
she
B-ish.
extra. Sexy Red will be that girl that work in the strip club that walk around and ask for $1.
Sexy Red is my man.
She like Gucci, she like Hood Rich or Ghetto Fabulous or some
Who?
shit. Sexy Red.
But
Nah,
I mean, like,
She
who
from
is-
the hood. She like from the
She
hood.
the chick that walk around
Tim
the strip
won't
from the
give her
club.
projects.
that. Tim won't give her that.
Bruh,
He don't think she's from
She the chick that walk around the strip club asking for $1. I'm telling you.
She look like she from the hood. Like she looks like she from the corner.
Did you look up Ice Spice?
Yeah, that's all.
There's nobody like Sexy Red, I'll say that.
That's a lie.
Sexy Red is not known for like being like crazy attractive or having like this crazy body like Ice Spice or like Cardi B.
Yeah, she known for being beside two preachers talking about her butthole, bro, at the BET Awards. That's when I first saw her.
Okay,
She
but
blew up before that.
But they're like little Cardi B's that talk about my wet ass pussy, and Little Kim that's talking about her pussy.
Well, Cardi B got famous because she would be on IG Live or and stuff like that, just talking.
Yeah.
Because I remember I used to click in and watch her sometimes. Before she became a rapper, she wasn't a
was
rapper.
entertaining before she got famous.
Yeah, she used to just get on IG and just talk.
Okay, and then what about Nicki Minaj? Nicki Minaj was a rapper before she blew
Nicki
up,
Minaj is an artist. I won't even put Nicki Minaj in the same.
Nicki Minaj is cold.
Nicki Minaj is cold.
She is cold, but but they talking about the same type of stuff.
But
Like
they-
body and being
Bro,
vulgar.
what?
But nah.
They're talking about their being vulgar. Yeah.
Before.
Monster Nicki that was on the track with, hold on, let me pull my beer down. Monster Nicki that was on the track with Kanye West and shattered everybody with Rick Ross. She wasn't talking no nasty shit.
Nah.
Pull up in that monster automobile gunks. She be like, bro, she be really like
Bars. She got
she
bars.
have bars for real. She
She
ain't
got
gotta
bars.
talk about no like
I think
sexy shit.
Jay was a bad bitch in the past life because he know all of.
Okay, but
Bro, Nicki Minaj is tough though. To me, that's the best female rapper ever. His is Queen Latifah.
Nicki Minaj.
No, best female rapper ever. Shit. Probably
MC Light.
MC Light.
Who rocked the party?
MC Light. Hey, you laughing. Queen Latifah was really sitting on the
Well,
throne.
she was nice, but Nicki Minaj was really not like mixtape Nicki.
Mixtape Nicki.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Itty bitty,
Itty bitty piggy.
Yo.
That's my shit. I used to be like, yo, this.
Yo, me and my brother used to rap that shit. I used to do it.
Drake was a bad
This
bitch.
shit is monster. I used to go crazy.
That shit was hard, bro.
I got a bunch of it, but it was like
I
kind
think
of
all of
like
these little
rewind to
sexy-
what was it like first
Janet
second
Jackson,
episode?
she was the best
Rewind to
rapper.
like first second episode, my guilty pleasure,
Mm-hmm.
bro. I be singing "Drunk in Love" if ain't no niggas around.
You know how you know too?
Jay was a bad bitch in the past life.
Yo, I be singing "Drunk in Love."
We be all night.
Oh,
Well, I'm an
God.
R&B dude, so I like women on tracks crazy.
If he, I mean, yeah, if I wear this hat, then I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, R&B.
Fuck that.
I got R&B over rap any day.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Speaking of R&B, y'all need to really listen to that Diddy album. That shit is dope.
I'm down with it right now.
That shit is fly.
Bro, you know who
Stay
nobody?
Alive, my
Who's your
shit.
favorite R&B artist right now?
Usher.
No, ever.
What the fuck are you talking
Music
about?
Soul Child. His new
Usher.
album is crazy too. Music Soul Child.
Usher.
Diddy?
Diddy. Off
Bro,
the grid.
Usher.
Usher.
Usher. Man, I'm telling you, everything he dropped,
The Love
everything
album?
Usher dropped, bro.
Off the Grid?
You got him above Chris Brown?
Yes. Everything he dropped is a hit.
He got Jacquez on here, Fabulous.
Think
Sway
about
Lee.
that, bro.
Oh, he got Sway Lee back?
Usher.
Summer Walker on here. Justin Bieber. Jasmine. Okay, this may be a banger.
I think Usher make like that feel good music.
Bro, we're talking about now. You probably don't listen to our
Usher, bro.
Usher,
Man, he got so many new songs out right now.
the feel good music.
songs. He don't have no albums out.
I don't know that because I don't really listen to music like that.
Alright, so take a step
I know
back.
he got new songs coming out.
He got no albums.
Usher might have an album out. I don't know.
You might have some.
He just came out with this song called Glue.
He do have some singles.
He got,
albums coming.
Singles.
He probably had the best Tiny Desk concert.
Nah, you being biased, but it's
Yeah,
hella.
maybe
Did you-
biased.
did you
There's
watch
a
it?
lot- There's a, yes, I did see it.
You watch Usher?
It was
Yeah, then they got like 6 earrings in one ear. I
That's
never.
Usher.
doing anything.
That was one thing I was like, I ain't never seen that shit. And they got
She had you distracted.
yeah, that dude.
Coming from somebody who listens to Sexy Red. Come on,
I don't listen to Sexy Red. I
Yes,
know
you
who
do.
she is.
You be bumping that
She's
shit.
bougie as fuck. I don't know what y'all
Go
talking
straight to Jay's Spotify, Sexy Red.
Let me see how many listeners Sexy Red got.
about. Yeah. Is she the biggest artist right now?
No, absolutely not. But she doing her thing. One question I wanted to ask y'all, and I've been meaning I wanted to talk to Tim about it when I saw
It's
him.
off the.
I wanted to talk to you, but like, how did that work? Is it can we get mad at other countries for not respecting like our culture as African Americans in America? So like I just recently saw that Poland did some America's Got Talent type of joint, and they had like blackface of Drake, that nigga looked crazy.
He did it.
It was just a bad like blackface though. He looked like Drake and DJ Khaled, like it just looked bad. They did another one with The Weeknd, or I think another one with somebody else, and it actually looked like. I thought it was that. I thought it was a Kanye, and I thought it was Kanye for me. I swear, I thought it was Kanye for me. But like,
wait, so they were doing like
it was like an American Got Talent. They were doing a show like reenacting,
covering songs. Black people.
No, it was white people in blackface.
Singing popular songs.
Yeah.
That's just stupid.
To me, it's like, can you get mad at people from Poland though?
Yeah, because they're way advanced enough to know that is weird.
But that's the thing, it's just like,
it's a mission.
that has nothing to do with them though. Cause like this, I was kind of thinking of it like playing devil's advocate. Just playing devil's advocate is just like, bro, like if it's done in America, it's understandable. But like,
no,
it's
no,
like
it's
if they're reenacting slavery, okay.
No, because
but like, how many people in Europe know about blackface?
Bruh,
everybody
do it every year in I think the Netherlands where they dress up as like Santa had a little helper named a little nigga Jim, I don't know what his name was, but they go in blackface and they like elves. This shit crazy, bro.
But that's what we was talking about. That's crazy because that's what's kind of what we was talking about last week. Blackface can be acceptable. So blackface is a caricature. Right? It's an exaggeration. It's a stereotype. It's racist as fuck.
Yeah.
But if you were to splash some fucking water on your back and wear a fucking sombrero and be like, I'm a wetback, that shit gonna be I'm a Mexican.
That's the thing, it's just like I feel like
that's okay.
Depending on where you're at, if you do like the whole like I guess like the Nazi Germany signs in America, it's like we can do that in America.
Can you?
I feel like you can. And you
nah. If someone went on TV
right now
and they like, I want to jokingly be Hitler on TV, that's gonna
in
be
America.
Like a no-no.
In America, I don't. You it's a no-no.
Like in a movie or something.
Not in a movie, because I think a movie you have some leeway. But like Saturday Night Live, for example, if someone wants to do a skit about Hitler and dress up as Hitler, they'd be like, yo, you think so?
Yes. Yes.
So you think if Kel is...
That's what I'm asking. Is like, is it arrogant of us? Is it arrogant of us
then
to...
Then that, if
that's
you
my
think
question.
so, then that...
Is it arrogant of us to say, you need to respect our culture? And people are just like, bro, we don't know nothing about...
That's a slippery
Not
slope.
actually... Yeah, exactly. It's a slippery slope. It does become a slippery slope, but that's what these things are not buying.
Bro, we see with that shit. That's the internet now. If this right here was like the 60s and shit, and they don't know, they've never seen a black person before, but we're well traveled now, so they know what's racist, especially in Poland.
Oh, what about Hungary?
Bro,
everywhere in the world. Unless you live in the fucking...
But that's the thing, Tim. I feel like you know people that don't know anything about blackfish. You
no, I don't.
And they lying.
You remember that barbecue that we went to? And that conversation... Bro, there's a lot of times I feel like in Hungary, and I don't fault anybody in Hungary because of it, because they have no history on just like injustices to African Americans outside of slavery.
Okay, but if you were like, I want
they
you
do.
to... I want you to perform Kanye West.
I'd say 9 out of every 10 Hungarians you find have no idea what blackface is.
They know what nigga kisses are.
And they know
Them little chocolate things with the two little black kids and blackface on it.
They don't understand the word.
Bruh, mix me with that bullshit. That's like them white people coming on TV in America saying, we had no idea about the racism going on. Shut up.
Give me another example of like how we can disrespect the culture.
Come on.
And it's fair for us. Cause like
it's fair?
Bro, we don't.
We can't. I don't think.
It's not fair because America is too PC.
But you said they can get away with Hitler.
I think they could on like Saturday Night Live 100%.
Because it's just total jokes. It's just total comedy.
It fucking happened forever.
Bro, it's a difference between...
Nah, you can't say it like
that. You can't say it like that. Exactly. That's a slippery slope. Because if I can't say it happened forever, you see how I'm saying it? You see how I'm saying it?
And that's what I mean even on the flip side. Because if we let that shit go, then can people say nigga and that should be okay?
No.
Nah.
There's a difference between laughing with someone and laughing at someone. I feel like when black comedians and stuff do things or might talk about a white guy or something, they're generalizing it. Like, we know this white guy don't talk like this and that, but it's just like.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. One thing
we get away with it. Then.
We're tasteful though in how we do it.
But it's because like, if a white comedian were to say, yeah, I was up to the brother, he was like, hey, come here, like, da-da-da-da-da. It's like, I'm not looking at that as, like, racist. But if you paint your face black, and you, like, bro.
You see what I'm saying, though? Like, it becomes a slippery slope.
Because you know what's cringe sometimes?
In America, we do a great job of making things tasteful, so it's not like that. We do a great job.
But there's some cringe shit that be happening sometimes. Like, sometimes Bill Burr, I know people love Bill Burr, but because he knows he has the green light on a lot of shit, some of the stuff he does is a little cringe. Like when he'll be talking, he'll like start talking like he's from the projects, or when he'll start doing his little thing, it's like, alright, you doing that little too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, some like.
Is that arrogant of us?
It's crazy.
Is that arrogant of us?
So is it arrogant of us to be like,
you can't
we
like
can be
mimic
we can do it, we can be tasteful about it, but y'all don't have any. I mean, I guess it's a little arrogant. I don't see
that as being racist.
One-sided.
You know what racist? You know what it is, bro.
If somebody is mimicking, like, kind of just like, I guess, like, over gesture with their
I'll
hands.
put it this way.
But this is the thing. I don't call it racism with blackface. I call it like you're doing too much. Like,
because Tropic Thunder came out in 2008.
I didn't see that.
I'll put it this way.
They did blackface in Tropic Thunder.
Like, I really don't feel like the racism part is there until you like blatantly see it. Like, I'm picking at you.
Yeah.
And when I was a little kid, I was like, damn. I was like, why every time you see the movies, some of my favorite comedians, but anytime something were to be portrayed as cool or something, that actor or actress would mimic a black person. Like, you better get out of my face, or you know what I'm saying? It's all through movies and stuff. And I'm like, damn. Or like, even if you go to school and you read the rule book in school, all the fucking rules are geared towards us.
100%. But how is it okay for us to get mad if somebody mimics us, and for us to be like, yeah, bro, you know, like kind of just like
Dave Chappelle be like,
yeah.
My God. Oh my gosh.
Because it's real. Then like, if a white person were to mimic
You see what I'm saying though? You just said because it's real.
But if a white person were to mimic a black person, I don't see that as racist.
But
it's a difference between laughing at you and laughing with you.
That's tasteful.
So what do you think about women in Europe who come from conservative homes, come from not this shit, they might even be Muslim or another sect, and all they do is watch Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, and then when you start talking to them, they talk like that. It's like, you don't talk like that.
I mean, what is that? That's just fucking appropriation. No.
Wrap that up.
That's not a form of blackface?
No, I don't.
Dig it, no. That's not a form of blackface.
Why?
Blackface is blackface, portraying African Americans when they could no longer take the stage, but talking like somebody.
Like knowing that you don't live like that, but when you get around me, you start shaking your head, twitching your neck.
I can say that about a black dude.
That's autism.
I can say that about a lot of
Why
black
are you doing?
A lot of black dudes who date white women. It's like you around me, you shoot in the breeze, but as soon as your girlfriend come around, you're like, hey babe, why don't we go do this? And it's just like, bro, why are you talking like that?
He don't talk like that.
Bro, I'm telling you. If you ever see, I used to peep like a lot of black dudes who date white girls, they will literally like code switch when they with their girl. And I'm like,
I've never seen that.
Or like wearing the foot shell necklace, or
that must happen in the
You
South.
seen that boy Drewski? Drewski did
yeah,
a skit.
bro, I'm telling
Drewski
you.
did a skit where he's like hanging out with he was hanging out with like all his white boys, and he was like dancing. It's some black dudes who's at the front. He's like, nah, bro, like don't let him in, don't let him in, bro. That boy Drewski hit him shit on the head. Had like the clamshell like necklace.
There's no such thing as acting black or acting white. There is. Sorry, there is.
I hate that.
But there's no such thing as talking black and talk. There is.
I don't like that though.
There
Talking
is.
black and talking white.
Because it is true.
Does that not get?
And that goes back to your question, I think.
Is that bad for the culture to say?
Yes.
You talk black,
Yes.
or they talk black?
Yes. I agree. I think so.
Why does
That's
talking
like the
black?
conversation.
Why does talking black
That's like
have to
the
be bad?
conversation I
though?
told about you. That's how they
Because
Why is it bad to say you sound like a black dude? Like why is that
nah,
bad?
that's not what they're saying. That's not what they're saying. They're saying that the way that you speak is uncivilized.
And that's where I'm going at. And black people say that. And I'm just
white people that
I'm just like
and black people's
like
say
black
it.
people say it. I've never heard a white person say, "Oh, he talks uncivilized." Like,
well, no, they say
You
it's
haven't?
white.
like it's like if you got a black friend, you're like, man, you sound white. It's like probably because you sound like a white guy.
I think it's the words that you use, the vocabulary
That's what I'm saying. So if your slang is white slang, then I probably think you sound white. Not because you.
Is it white?
So why
slang
can't a black person be articulate?
Who the fuck says it's articulate?
Yeah, that's not.
It
what
is
he's saying.
Oh.
articulate.
That's not what he's saying. No.
Fam, like, you know what I'm saying? So
Even
like,
though I believe it
you know what I'm
is.
saying? Like, feel me? So like, hold up. So
I
like,
wouldn't say
who-
you talking black. I would say you talk like you from up north. I would say like if I'm talking black, it would be like.
and it's, so up north, that would be talking black, and then if I was
Okay,
like,
put
sir,
it this way.
what I wanted to tell
You
you,
listen
that's
to-
talking white.
No,
Yes, and then in the
This
north,
is
that's
talking
what
white.
it is.
that's fucking sweet. We don't say that shit. Don't listen with that shit. I never look at someone and be like,
Blacks,
man, that's fucking sweet right there.
blacks in Cali speak like that. In Florida, they speak like that too.
They sound white.
Okay, so then what's black?
Travis Kelce. If you listen to him speak, he sound like a black dude. Your voice a little bit deeper. You know, you may have some black slang.
So whites can sound black if they have.
Yes.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. It's such thing as talking white and talking black.
I don't know about that.
I think it's a
And
compliment.
you hear,
I guess it's a.
I always hear black people. I used to hate this shit growing up. I will always hear black people from little affluent backgrounds and shit like, yeah, you know, my friends say I talk white and like, this is motherfucker. You do. You sound white. It's not a bad thing, but you just sound white.
I don't think he means by like.
I think it's a, no. I think I understand what you're talking about, but I think
He's
it's
talking about
a
the slang.
regional
You're talking
thing.
about how you articulate yourself.
Yeah, but in this,
If you cut
but
your
he's
words
saying,
off,
yeah, but you're saying that up north, that's saying like you're from the hood. But up north, that's you talk like you're black.
I'm saying if I
Because up north, people speak without accents and things of that nature, and they're white and they're black.
what I'm saying, if I hear somebody like
Because
from New York, a lot of times.
this nigga Tim has never told me I talk white, but he said you talk like you read books.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like,
So why can't a black person read books? That's what
No, that's not. But
saying.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
So
not the-
when Tim said that, like he said, like he would say you talk like you're from the north,
Yeah.
or yeah, I talk like I read books. If he says somebody talks like they're white, it's because they're talking like
you
like
sound
you're
like a
saying
white
white
guy.
slang, like oh that's fucking cool, man, that's rad, or
But
like shit like
there's,
that,
there's black guys that talk like that too.
and they
They
talk
sound
white.
white.
I see what he's saying.
Because I hate when black people are, because I articulate myself and I'm like, no, it's because you sound white.
Use white vocabulary.
You have
No,
white
he's not
people-
saying vocabulary. You're talking about tone and
No, it's not.
It's all the
Just
above.
like you said, dude, that's
You sound
rad.
like a
Like,
dude.
you're fucking sick, man.
so whites invented rad and sick and sweet.
That's not no shit that black people say.
How you know?
We just don't randomly say that shit. like, I don't know. We just don't randomly say like,
Sweet?
like,
That's dope. Where do you think dope came from? Black people say that shit all the damn time.
Yeah, we stopped saying
Dope,
it.
rads, cool,
We did not start saying
tubular.
rad. Rat, tubular.
All that shit's from the
tubular is white.
60s. All that shit's from the 60s. All
Tubular
the
is white.
bro, all the Soul Train goers and shit was saying
I don't think
rad,
black people-
groovy, all of that shit.
Groovy. Yes.
Rad, tubular,
Tubular is not.
far out.
He's just damn devil's advocate. That's all he is.
Yeah, you
They were
put
saying
down
that shit. They were saying that shit.
Nah, that's the thing. Like some of the stuff, like far out.
They cool. They made it cool. They said shit cooler. But if you say, bro, that shit's sick.
So if I'm
That's
a
white or
guy,
black? I
if
don't
I'm
know.
a white guy and I walk up to you and I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? Automatically in my head, I'm be like, he probably grew up in a black neighborhood. If he like, what's up, bro?
Or he's just appropriating. You know, he sees you and he wants to speak
Because
the way he.
I truly believe
You can't always say that.
your surroundings, like
I know that for a fact.
your
There's some
surroundings.
people that grow up in Chicago. There's white people that grow up in the neighborhood of Chicago and all their friends are black.
But I'm saying it happens where dudes
Oh,
come
sure.
from straight suburbs,
Sure.
all white people, and they see you and they be like, "What's good, bro?
That's autism.
What's up?"
Oh yeah, but it's just like it's your surroundings and your friends. If you notice, there are a lot of white guys in the league that if you didn't see them, you would probably think it was a black dude. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, like my homie. Shout out to Chris.
Yeah,
Estonia.
I'm just
I first
saying.
met that dude. He's from Finland. He's from Estonia. And the first time I heard him speak, I'm like, "Yo, you from Brooklyn or something?" He's like, "Nah, I'm from Finland, Helsinki." I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I'm just saying like.
It sounds straight from the
And
project.
think about it, like if you learn
Yeah,
English
that's what it
here
is.
and you learning your English from me, you
Especially if it's
probably don't sound
effortless.
like
It's just like
I don't know. I think when you put those labels on the way that someone speaks, it can turn into something ugly depending on the situation.
Well, it depends on if you think it's bad or not.
Like, I
And I hate the
But I got cousins.
it
But
sounding
I
black
got
is
cousins.
bad.
But I got cousins that. Yeah, that's what I feel that too.
If you
But I don't think. But I feel like it's bad in both ways.
I don't feel like it's good or bad. I just feel like you just sound white, you sound black. It's like
Yeah, but then when you talk about a black person sounding white, that's a bad connotation. You're like, oh, he
No.
sounds white.
I'm like you
Like
sound-
Russell Wilson got
the
a
first,
bitch.
the first thing in my mind is gonna be like, where did he grow up for him to sound like this?
What did Russell Wilson grow up?
Not.
Bruh, Russell Wilson, that motherfucking family tree is immaculate.
let's ride.
His whole family are like top level like people. bruh.
Aristocrats.
That shit- Yeah, this shit is crazy, bro. His like granddad was a president of a college, and then
So when he says he's black, people are like, but you ain't like black.
nah,
black.
he's black. Matter of fact, his
When
grandma,
the consensus, he is black, but the consensus is like, but he ain't like, you know what I mean?
I think
He ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Because he's Mr.
no.
Russell Wilson.
The thing
Russell Wilson.
is not about Russell Wilson being black. The thing is about him being fucking corny.
Yeah.
Like by giving himself a nickname. It's
I
just
hate
like-
to talk about niggas I don't know, but he has come off to the social media as
He just
Corny?
corny.
I don't know this man. He could be the coolest dude you
They
ever
say
met.
he's
I
a
bet
sweat.
I bet he's a killer. I bet he's a killer.
They say he's a sweat.
Not type of killer, but you know,
But bro, I'm just
He could
like
be.
that dude.
But as far as we know from the social media, how he's been presented,
You think it's straight from his antics, not because he's like.
it's how we see him in the social media.
I'm saying from his antics or from
Is
the
that
way he
antics?
speaks.
Because I don't think he's like an antic.
who would I say
guy.
had like a white guy in the league? Probably RG3. He's an example. Like I feel like he acts like a white guy.
Because he's well spoken and.
It ain't got nothing to do with how well you fucking speak. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's you just look and act like a white guy. It's not a bad thing.
But like that comes back to your topic. Like,
You can't say that.
That's kinda racist. That's kinda like-
looks like a white guy.
because white people.
He carries himself like a white guy.
What type of white guy?
Just like a random white guy.
What
No.
types are there?
There's
It's
any
like
types.
it's like certain.
There's rich ones.
Yeah, it's just like
There's gutter ones. There's trailer park trash ones.
You can't say this about black people.
It's a regular white athlete.
If somebody said
That's
there's
my-
ghetto ones,
That's the point.
there's
That's my
the
point.
hood ones,
That's
there's
my
the rich
point.
ones.
That's my point. That's my point.
I mean, he comes across to me as a white athlete.
What?
I'm saying, no, man.
Yeah, that's my point, bro. Like, and that's exactly what
I'll put it this way. If I look at you and the shit that come out of your mouth don't match how you look, I think it's something else. If you dress a certain way, and I know we don't wear shit like that. We don't wear shit like that.
Shit like what?
Some random shit. I'm not
Some random shit.
I can't. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm trying to.
I done seen fucking couples where the wife will be white and the dude will be black, and the fucking dude we act more white than the wife. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What?
What is what?
I've seen interracial couples
I get what you're saying, yeah.
But what's acting white?
Bro,
not acting black.
What's acting black?
We're going over this again.
Okay, I'll break it down like
he
this.
said, I'm gonna get him. He gonna say the wrong shit.
So, his voice is high pitched,
What's acting black?
slightly deeper voice, a little more stylish with your clothes. Your vernacular has a little more slang to it. Like it's different, it's smoother. It's like if you say motherfucker, I'm gonna assume you. We don't say motherfucker with a hard R. We don't say that,
If you're
bro.
from Canada, you black, you do though.
You're a black Canadian. What I'm saying is, if you have a hard R on the end of your words, I'm saying he didn't grow up around the people I grew up around. Motherfucker.
Yeah, I never even put the ER on there.
What the fuck? Who puts an ER on motherfucker? If you don't say motherfucker, I know where you from. Your ass is acting white. Motherfucker. I say, what the fuck? You put a hard ER?
Get passionate.
I'm just saying, bro. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, but I feel like it's like a weird.
It really ain't. And like I said, it's nothing bad about it. It's just like
Yeah, as long as it's like
like
okay.
like I said at the beginning, like the Black Ranger. It's like I see he didn't have a lot of black friends.
The Black Ranger.
The Black Ranger, the Power Ranger.
In the TV show or in life?
Ain't no black person, and we all sitting here, and one of us got a fucked up tape line. We gonna say something like, bro, your tape line fucked up. Go handle that shit. White guys, they don't know. They're like, got your haircut?
It was it.
I'm just saying, bro.
Oh.
And look, it's like I said, it's nothing bad about it. It's just that sometimes
You know, episode 5, you got
you put a hard ER when you say motherfucker, you probably act white. Probably you take a long hard look in the mirror. You think because I pronounce my words that I sound like? Yes, you do. You say cowabunga. We don't say cowabunga. It's like, bruh, come on, bruh. No.
Yo.
Boy, that's a test right there. Give a nigga a handwritten test. Have you ever said cowabunga? Yes or no?
If you tell me,
That's over. Nah, I'll take the shit. You done.
if you
Don't
tell
ask me the
me,
question to you.
if you tell me you from the hood and you say motherfucker with a hard ER, you better be from Compton.
One thing too is it doesn't even fucking sound
You
right.
better be from
It
Cali.
doesn't even sound right to say motherfucker. It
Why?
just don't even sound right.
Why?
Motherfucker just rolls off the tongue.
We just don't talk like that.
Yeah, but if you hear
A-F-U-C-K-A. Or M-U-T-H-U.
I think living in Vermont just helped me see like the spectrum. One
What
of white
spectrum you talking
people.
about? Or what people?
Two, how things can be like said and not said, and you know, there's a you said what type of white person? There's a spectrum of that too.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it is environment. Shit, growing up, I didn't have black friends that weren't my cousins until I was a teenager. But I still didn't say motherfucker. It's just like come on, bro. Like, I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's like
It's such thing as talking white and talking black. It just is. It is, bro. all this because I pronounce my words. Because no, it's not because of that. You said it like 53 times in one sentence. Like, I just went to the store, and I just
That shit fucking aggravates me when I hear it.
and I just and you stress the end of your words, like I was going to the store, and like I da 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 da, and like
As
it's
long-
like, come on, bro.
as
You
long-
trying to defend?
Vermont.
My
Boy,
family.
see, I'm putting on for Vermont.
My family. I have family members that I guess talk white. Like it's whatever.
Why? Hey, watch this movie called The Blackening, and it's a black dude on there. He from Vermont, bro. Dre would get mad. Ooh,
Why?
Bro, you should see how they did.
Because it's a black face. It's like a caricature.
It's a black dude from Vermont.
Exaggerated.
He played by who played him? Bro, it's a black dude from Vermont. That shit is
You
funny.
told me that like
You gotta watch it, bro.
Shit. I got a question, but if you guys got something, we can talk. It's not very connected to the black and white thing, but
What is it? Because I think I like how much is our generation more promiscuous.
okay. This will tie in too. This topic will tie in, but let's talk about that first, and then we can
The
determine.
question is our generation more promiscuous, or does it seem that way because of social media? You know, I read this and I thought of there's this Kanye, Kendrick Lamar verse that I told Tim one time, and he was like, Kendrick Lamar was like talking about like how like Asian people and just like how their minds or how they perceive the world is kind of just like, you know, preserve their history, preserve their culture, like getting to money and owning things, and like white people's kind of culture. And then he talked to black people, and he, like, what did he say? He's like all about the black men are all about pussy and kind of just like making money and impressing people. And Tim was just like, I don't fuck with the fact that he says that, because I feel like all groups of men throughout all ethnicities want, you know, all men like are pussy hungry, but it's just like black men are over sexualized
In every country.
in every country.
That's a bad thing.
I don't feel like it's a bad thing, but I feel like
Is it a bad
To
thing?
put that stigma on top of that.
I feel like it is. I feel like it is a
Yeah.
bad thing because it makes us seem like we don't have morals.
Sure.
And I feel like, you know, because of that, like I can say every country I've been to, I've had one person come to me and ask me, "Hey man, how many girls you da 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 da?"
Yeah, it's like,
And it's just like, bro, what? You don't even know me.
right. Sure.
Like, but I just feel like black men are over sexualized. Like we don't have brains. Like we just walk around and just fuck everything that moves.
Why do you think that is? And I mean, but not to deviate from the question, I think being promiscuous is like under a microscope because of the social media. Like you see everything, you get different types of vibes from everywhere now. So the lady next door, you would never learn about her if it was no social media. But now you see the lady next door.
Yeah, now she got her OnlyFans.
And she got her OnlyFans, she's fine, and she might like people like you, so you're like, oh, okay, I might be able to shoot my shot. You know what I'm saying?
We probably not more promiscuous, but boy, like
You don't think we're more promiscuous?
I
the
don't.
day and age that we exist in.
I don't think so.
It's definitely not.
I think it's still. I think we have more access to
crazy. Actually,
to be promiscuous with who we want to be promiscuous with.
Wait, so
Right.
you believe it is, or it's not more promiscuous?
I don't think it's more.
promiscuous. I think just like there's just like Tim said, just like we have higher access.
Okay.
Which
Because I think, you know, even when people like to bring up, oh, you know, back in the day, men had 2 families,
Yeah.
Mhm.
2 or 3 families. That's what happened back in the day. The wife couldn't call and say, hey, when you coming home? Now she had to wait for daddy to get home.
I feel like that's a different atmosphere, to be honest with you. Because now there's a new trend. Not a lot of guys are doing it, especially in the USA because of what it demands. But back in the day when men were able to have multiple families, they could actually support multiple families. And
Yeah.
they did it with kind of like a badge of honor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing my thing. You be a man and do your thing, son. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But promiscuity, or if I'm saying that fucking word.
Niggas used to have freak meat. I'm like, what are you talking
That's
about?
that's new age though. That's new age. Promiscuity. I can't fucking say this.
Yeah.
Being promiscuous in my eyes is being like just hitting everything. You know what I'm saying?
Like everything was different then because you had to be live. Like you go to Woodstock or you go to these Guns N' Roses or go to these little rock concerts.
That's being promiscuous.
They were
back then.
like, they had real groupies back then. I'm
That's
sure they have real
promiscuous.
groupies now, but like back then it was just like it was a thing,
So
and they
fuck
wore it with a badge of honor. Like yeah, I was a groupie with the Rolling Stones for.
Yeah, but that's different than having a family down the street and having a family on the other side of the street.
Oh yeah,
I
Being
feel like there
promiscuous
wasn't
is
slut shaming back then either.
what?
I feel like there was. Why'd you? He said what?
Say it again?
I feel like there was no slut shaming back then.
Because people kept their business in the house. Everybody want to put their business on
And that's why I'm
blast.
kind of tying in. I think
You don't find out
There's
people's
no
business.
slut shaming as much as there is.
Oh, there was slut shaming,
I
but
think
it hasn't in
it's
church.
less in Europe, actually.
This nigga said, yeah, they had it in church, like, but socially there was no such thing.
In church it was. You know, Sister Maddie, she's dealing with the bishop. I'm telling you, like everything, back in the day, everything happened in church.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the preacher was the one smacking everything in the house.
Why you don't think there was slut shaming back in the days though?
It just felt like more free. It felt like everybody was kind of on that like hillbilly. It felt like that was like
Hippie.
hippie. Like,
Yeah.
the hippie era. That was an era. That wasn't like a couple niggas doing.
You don't feel like it's coming back? You don't
Bruh.
think that vibe is coming back?
They were
I feel
slut
like
shaming.
it's kind of just like there's pockets of it, but not like it was back in the day.
As long as
People
there are
always try
old
to get back
ladies,
into like pockets of just like like little pockets of things, but like
bruh,
it wasn't.
as long as there are old ladies around, there was some slut shaming, bruh. Because the old ladies know everybody's business.
You know, Miss Peggy.
But I mean, like, public.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like how we have slut shaming now too, because it's just like, bro, how much can you slut shame besides just like word of mouth?
That's the worst part,
Bro, what's the worst part is having social media too.
bruh.
But are people looking at people's social media pages and be like, oh, that girl must be
Here we go right here, right? Bro, when we were growing up, girls are sending nudes of themselves. It wasn't doing that back in the day, and people are like, look at this nude of this girl that I have from high school.
But we didn't have phones. And
Exactly. Access. What goes back to what Tim was saying, was just access.
Well, shit,
It's
they
like,
ain't
bro,
have to
you can
show the
easily
nude.
just like record yourself hitting some girl, and then it turns into some viral shit, and she's just like,
They ain't have to
you
record
can't-
it.
First of all, you can't do
You
shit.
can't do that. That's against the law. That's
You just told it. Hey, Tony, now you know she going. And Tony gonna get his moonshine and go hit it and go back on.
Yeah, there was no slut shaming. Buddy, I feel like niggas back then wasn't going
But
home
it
and talking
was-
to their homeboys like, bro, Sarah's a fucking
Bro,
slut.
back in the day, women dealt with slut shaming before phones. A woman could just simply have a nice body and decide to wear something tight, and everybody think, oh, look at old hoe, da 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 da. Because you gotta think,
Is that
back-
slut shaming?
back in the day, everything was more surrounded by the church. People have gotten away from the church, but back in the day, it was like everything was more church, especially down south.
down south. Yeah.
It was more church, like that's where black people had to go to kind of like, you know, it was
Congregate. And
it was a home base.
Yeah.
But like, I guess it's social media and stuff, and you know, a lot of people starting to kind of mix up but like, I guarantee you, your grandma, your great grandma, all of them were in church, bro.
Yeah.
That's where that was social media.
Mm.
Church.
I think.
Church was Facebook. that shit was crazy.
What do you think about promiscuity? Like, what do you think the trending atmosphere is on relationships and free love?
Right, 'cause
Do you think
people
we're
now,
trending?
like-
You don't think we're trending in that direction?
Logan Paul's girl is just getting like slandered right now. You seen that? It's like
I heard
that's
about
slut shaming. Where it's like, bro, this woman is married and or like has a fiance.
Do you think that's okay? Like, do you
That's
think
not
that's
okay
valid
at all.
to have done that?
No, not okay at all.
So
What?
That's some bitch shit too. But as like Dylan dude, I don't know if I'm gonna box for real, and I don't know if I'll ever meet that nigga in my life, but that's some real life hoe shit.
What?
the porn
There's
star?
there's this dude called I think like Dylan Gaines that's getting ready to fight like Jake Paul in kind of just like some exhibition fight, like boxing fight. and he released a video, whether it's his girl or not. 2 videos of one of his girl like in bed talking about just like, I think she was like on Snapchat or Instagram, whatever she was posting on, just like I could like Jake's not here, like I just like I'm so fucking horny right now. I don't know why she was like posting that, irrelevant. And then supposedly there's like a video of her like giving head that he posted. He leaked it and was just like, bro, you need to get rid of like that girl. And it's kind of just like some rollout shit for the fight, but for me it's just like, bro, like you're tripping. Like you doing way too much.
Yeah.
But you heard about Jake Paul's girl, right?
No.
Oh, not Jake
It's on
Paul.
Logan.
No, you
Not
talking
Logan,
about
but-
jump.
Yeah, what's his name? Adam 22.
Yeah.
Oh,
Adam
absolutely.
22.
Well, she's a slut. It's not a training. Like she's a slut. She let goddamn a motherfucker with a whole long
Fucking.
knock her goddamn gut sideways.
That's,
What was the question?
I forgot the question.
That Adam 22 shit is crazy.
The question, like, I wanted to frame it another way too. Like, do you think, as far as slut shaming, what is the criteria to even be eligible for that?
I feel like there had been an act, like just because a girl is walking down the street and she looks like physically attractive and people are just like, oh, you fucking whore.
It has
It's like, that's just shitty. That's just like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
shitty human being.
Right.
That's not really slut shaming. To me, slut shaming is like there was a rumor spread based off something that happened.
true or not.
True or not, and or like an act that actually maybe had happened and it getting blown out of proportion.
I honestly always felt the way about like the way people kind of fuck with the Kardashians. It's just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, you see her a little history with her boyfriends and stuff, but I'm just like, she lives on TV basically, so of course you gonna see who she dates.
Yeah.
So y'all want to sit there and gather up and talk about how much of a hoe Kim Kardashian is when you were probably doing way worse in high school.
Does that not come with being in the limelight? For me, it's like, okay, yeah, can't the Kardashians, but like, bro, a girl that goes to high school.
Yeah, but it's like a running.
I gotta call it slipping.
I kind of feel like it's corny
she
though.
was giving some dude head, or
I feel like it's corny though. I feel like it's kind of corny.
I've always thought it was corny to kind
Corny
of
to kind of like focus in on them,
Yeah.
like, oh, the Kardashians, and
Like,
look at her, she with him, and she.
You know,
It's just like,
I've always thought that was corny.
Some people just don't have anything better to do. What do you guys feel about plastic surgery, women with plastic surgery? And would you let your girl get plastic surgery? If so, how much would you let her do? And would you ever get plastic surgery? Huh?
First, would I
No,
like her?
how do you feel about plastic surgery? Women in plastic surgery.
I feel like all surgeries are. There's a chance where something can happen, but I kind of feel like, you know,
It's like medical.
to
Political.
No, I'm just saying.
This political Mcgee.
Understand.
no, because it's real. Like that's how DC Young Fly wife died.
Rest in
It's
peace.
like if she's
What happened?
DC Young Fly.
his wife died getting a BBL.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, if
What, like an infection?
she died on, I guess she died on the table.
I actually have heard recently. It's crazy, ironic. That
It's
it's
a-
a dangerous surgery.
Especially when you just after you done giving birth, she like went like I don't know weeks, a couple.
Well,
days
all they
or-
basically do, like, especially if you don't have enough fat, you gotta eat,
Mommy
and
told
then they take the fat from certain parts of your body and then just put it in
What
there.
about it is dangerous? I heard it recently. Something. What about the surgery?
Any
that's
surgery is
dangerous?
dangerous.
Well, no, there's something about that specific surgery that's dangerous, and because where they're taking it and when they're pulling it, I think it's like they're putting it in a certain area that's like next to arteries.
Yeah, and it's
stuff
too
like that.
much. There's too much stress on the body too.
Yeah.
You know, if you do all of that stuff.
I mean,
It's like mommy makeovers and shit like
Yeah.
For
that.
me personally, I don't mind plastic surgery as long as it's not.
I don't mind it either.
Yeah.
It's
So no face at all.
For me, I mean, like for me, like at the end of the day, it's like as long as, like I don't mind if a girl gets her breast done, go crazy. If I don't mind if a girl gets her ass done, it's just like if it doesn't look proportional and that shit looks crazy, I probably won't even come up and talk to you. And like if you have your face done, like say la vie. But like if you look crazy
because of the plastic surgery, then I probably won't talk to you.
Right.
I don't feel probably. It's 2023. Like,
Right.
if
Make sure y'all find the right doctor.
yeah, I'm like if I feel like it's something that, first off, if you want to get surgery, it bothers you. So I feel like if she really want that surgery, then go ahead and get, because women deal with a lot anyway. So I'm like, if you really want it, then go ahead and get it. But I also feel like if I get older, shit, I'm Big Smokey Robinson. I'm getting Botox. I'm getting a motherfucker like this. Big ass tight face.
Word.
Goddamn, Tim, you fucking. I'm gonna have him Stevie Wonder dreads. Shit gonna start back here. I'm gonna give me a hair implant. Shit.
Fucking pig face.
But I wouldn't. I don't know.
You would do it? You would get plastic surgery?
I don't feel like. I feel like, and this is how. I don't know. I just feel like people who age gracefully look better.
Sure. I agree.
I'm like why you want to look 20?
I agree.
It's crazy. Like, why would you want to look 20? I feel like women who let themselves age and take care of themselves and stuff, sometimes they look better than 20-something year olds. It's just,
But I agree. And then I think with the medicine that's evolving, they do little things like the small Botox injections or some things, some like lasers that you don't have to do anything that's like invasive, but it helps and it enhances things, and I think that's dope too.
Yeah.
Like micro fixes,
Botox.
Yeah, like I guess
Like,
just like when they do the
fillers or something like that.
I guess is it the fillers or just like they come and just like prick the skin on some shit, like put collagen, like those collagen fillers or some shit like that.
Well, for some people it's hereditary for them to have like the lines and all this other stuff, but like if you get a little touch of Botox and shit, go ahead and do your thing. Just don't come out looking crazy.
Exactly.
It's all blown up and shit. Like, what the fuck is that?
That's for me too. Like, I'd be so mad if my girl got like plastic surgery and she comes back home looking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold up.
Like, I'm not finna leave, but I will be mad.
No, you be out of there.
I'm not gonna be out of there.
You know how to get it fixed?
I'm gonna be like, yeah, just let's
Slow down.
let's slow down. Let's have a talk.
Yeah.
She's like, what?
So I have to put blackface on to make it look
Bruh.
proportionate.
It's
It's
the chick who went and got all that, the BBL and all this shit. And she had a baby. And now she's like blown up. I'm like, ew, that shit look crazy.
I think the best
Like, she
BBL
got it, but it's just like she's blown up now with it. She was like smaller with it.
Yeah.
I gotta show you, like, she was small with it, and now she just blew up, and it's just like, damn, look, like, why? Why? Women,
Yeah, they be going crazy. Some of them be going crazy, bro.
Yeah,
It's
like,
like, how do you think that looks good, and you think that is attractive to anybody?
why would you get plastic surgery as a woman in your early 20s when you're not even done filling out yet?
Bro,
That is
That's
crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy to me. I'm like, you don't know what you're gonna look like when you're 30, 35. You could just plop out. You don't know. And now you had plastic surgery, now you wanna get the shit removed. It's crazy.
The boy said, I know some.
Oh,
Shit, man.
Sad stories. But you guys got any, words of encouragement, words of wisdom to get your peoples, get yourself through the next week?
I have more motivation in the mornings.
You got more motivation in the morning?
Like, yeah, all right, so man, get your fucking ass up.
Yeah.
To be yourself. If people don't like it, fuck them. Fuck them with hair comes on and crazy lonely lips.
Shit.
That's what you do.
Yeah. It's late. I don't
Yeah,
think to be honest with you.
I ain't gonna shit.
Well, that's it for tonight. We're wishing everyone a safe weekend, safe rest of the week. Good luck on your fantasies. And once again, it's the 3 Black Mics. Please, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share, and let us know how you guys feel about the conversations. Once again, it's 3 Black Mics. And we will see you later.